Favorite time of year, fall baseball. Season's going to open today here in the state of Oklahoma. We are at L. Dale Mitchell Park at the University of Oklahoma. Blake Perryman and Don Tyson here with you. A beautiful day for baseball. Going to bring you Fort Cobb and Silo in the best of the best shootout. 4 teams from the west side, 4 teams from the east side. These are just scrimmages, but nonetheless, 4 good games of baseball. Don?
Oh, absolutely, Blake. It's quite a privilege to be here. As far as the Fort Cobb team, your Phil Perryman sitting behind us said had made a good point earlier that this is kind of like the Tournament of Champions in basketball, and I think that's exactly right. There's 4 games today. All 8 teams are top of their class, state champions or runners-up, and so it's quite a privilege to be here. I know it's a privilege for me to be here to sit in the press box at L. Dale Mitchell Park. Really excited about being here, Blake. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch 2 good teams play on a turf field. First time I've ever seen one on a turf field.
It's a lot different, and we're used to being at a basketball game where there's crowd noise and no air conditioning, and now we have no crowd noise and air conditioning.
I'm going to tell you, air conditioning is a good thing on it when it's 103 outside. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of this seat.
Well, other than the heat, you can't ask for a much better day. 99 actual temperature out there. It feels like 104, and I'm sure on the turf it's going to feel a little bit closer to 115 or 120. Going to have a south-southeast wind blowing about 10 or 11 miles an hour for most of the game. So prime baseball weather. Wind will be blowing out to left field, so we might get to see some balls hit long way.
Yeah, I hope Fort Cobb can be the ones doing it, don't you?
I do, Don.
330 down the lines, 385 in the power alleys, and center field looks to be about 410. A little bit deeper straight away, but pretty big ballpark they're going to play today. But like you say, the wind blowing out, they could easily knock it over this fence.
Well, with those numbers, you don't see a lot of them anymore, but it's symmetrical.
Yeah, right.
And I don't believe there's a single baseball field anymore in the major leagues that's symmetrical like that. Most of them have awkward angles, and one line might be 350, one line might be 320. Both teams will go to their dugout, about set to go. Mustangs are going to be the visitors. Silo will be the home team, so they will take the field first. As both coaches are going to come to home plate, talk with the umpires, exchange lineup cards.
Got quite a coaching matchup here, Blake. Silo head coach Billy Jack Bowen in his 37th season at Silo. Quite a record. Number 1 nationally in winning record. 2,191 wins, 420 losses. On my notes here, I thought he had 18 state championships at Silo, which is located, by the way, 8 miles northwest of Durant. But he's been coaching 36 years, 21 of those at Silo. Overall, he's got 20 state titles. On the other side for Fort Cobb Broxton, Dale Bellamy done quite a job at Fort Cobb. He's a hometown boy, graduated 2005 for Fort Cobb Broxton, played college baseball at USAO, coached baseball and basketball over at Hobart for 3 years, and then he came back to Fort Cobb. And his record, not too slouchy, 483 wins, 178 losses. And the impressive thing about Dale Bellamy's teams, since he's been coaching at Fort Cobb, they've made 14 trips to the state tournament, and that's 13 seasons in a row. Now that's a remarkable statement right there. 13 seasons in a row, Dale Bellamy has guided the Mustangs to the state tournament. And the last 4 times they've been to the championship game, winning it in spring of 21. So pretty impressive resume Dale Bellamy throws out there.
And it's starting to feel kind of like those few years we had Cameron Hines and Tyson Eastwood, those basketball teams where it seemed like every year you could plan on them playing on the last Saturday of the season.
Absolutely.
And, this season I don't think is going to be any different.
Yeah, that's kind of the expectation every season in basketball. Well, certainly Dale has made it that way in baseball. He's enjoyed a lot of success at Fort Cobb. We're sure proud of him. They were the runner-up the last 2 seasons. In the fall of 21 and spring of 22, they were runner-up to Roth both of those seasons. So maybe this upcoming year might be Fort Cobb's year. Let's hope.
Let's hope. Well, let's set the battery for the Silo Rebels. On the mound today will be a senior number 5, Delton Roberts, and catching senior number 3, Josh Trout. And into the box for the Mustangs, freshman number 2, Eli Willits. Excited to see how he hits. And he hits one right back to the pitcher. Out number 1, 1 pitch.
Pretty good swing.
1 out. It's a pretty good swing. He caught it kind of in on his hands. If he gets his barrel to that, it might be in the right center gap. It's good to see a freshman going out there and swinging at the first pitch.
He didn't waste any time, did he? He's pretty
eager.
No, he
didn't.
Yeah.
Now up to the plate for the Mustangs will be the left fielder, number 1, Braden Davis. This kid's got some speed, Don.
Boy, Mustangs are aggressive at the plate. First pitch swinging, both batters.
Well, you can see what they want to do. They want to set the tone and be aggressive.
Well, you know, it shows a lot of confidence when you come up to the plate and you're not standing there hoping to get a walk. You know, there's a good curveball right there. Swing and a miss.
(0-2) from Roberts. Fastball in the outer half, 83 miles an hour.
Roberts, you said signed with Cali County. That's where Kyler Denton signed with, I believe, a couple years ago, didn't he?
That's correct, yeah. Another foul ball, going to extend the at-bat a little bit.
He fought that one off. That looked like it was inside, kind of jammed him. It's good work there by Davis to fight that off.
And strike 3 on the outer half. Exit stage left for Braden Davis. First strikeout for Roberts.
Had some heat on that one right on the outside corner. A little too close to take with 2 strikes.
That's kind of thing where you can't let the umpire make that decision for you. If it's close, you got to be swinging.
This pitcher comes kind of a unique delivery to me. He's straight over the top. He didn't.
Foul ball back to the right side there by Blake Nunn. Nunn had a pretty good season in there in the spring. Hit .448, led the team with 6 home runs. Catcher for the Mustangs. He's got some power. And that doesn't show you why off the end of the bat. Gloved by the pitcher, but he's going to be safe.
There went the no-hitter.
No throw. Well, he had a no-hitter for .2 innings.
Good job, Blake. Getting sharply hit ball up the middle.
And one thing Coach Bellamy always told us was no matter how good a team is, if you put the ball in play, you have a chance.
There you go.
And I guess that could be common sense, you know, but if you put the ball in play, you have a chance to make it on base. If you don't, well, you're probably going to be walking back to the dugout.
Strikeouts kill you.
They
just
do.
Absolutely do. They don't help you at all. Striking out is really.
In the box now for the Mustangs, Brody DeVaughn as he takes a strike.
We got a courtesy runner, Blake, number 4, and I don't have a number 4 on my roster. You know who that is? Diving back into first. There we go. Number 4 is Maddox Hill, freshman.
There's a ground ball up the middle, and Proctor will step on second to get the force out. So we'll head to the bottom of the first. Mustangs, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. You're listening to Mustang Baseball on FCBMustangs.tv.
Your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Ouachita Valley Bank, locally owned and operated since 1902, proudly serving the Fort Cobb area with knowledgeable and friendly professionals that actually care about your financial well-being. Online banking, loans, certificate of deposit, safe deposit boxes, 24-hour telephone banking, and an ATM. For service you can trust, Washita Valley Bank, 405-643-2305. Member FDIC.
Proud supporters of Fort Cobb Mustangs. The name of the store is T-Birds. Come see Connie for our daily lunch specials. Good. We offer cold drinks, hot food, and a clean environment. Also, $1 Fountain Pop Wednesdays. See you soon.
Welcome back to Eldale Mitchell Park in Norman, Oklahoma. Get a chance now to see the defense for the Mustangs. On the mound be junior number 11, Blaine Davis. Behind the plate, number 5, Blake Nunn. Third to first for the Mustangs will be Blaine Bellamy, Eli Willits, Tanner McAdoo, and Caden Baker. And then left field, Braden Davis, center field, Brody Devon, and right field, Brody Smith. Lineup for the Silo Rebels, hitting the lead off their shortstop, number 10, Kyler Proctor, an Oklahoma State commit, who is actually, Don, originally committed to Oklahoma, changed his mind, decommitted, and now he's headed to Stillwater. So am I.
Good-looking athlete. He's playing shortstop to start the game. I suspect we'll probably see him on the mound, don't you imagine, before the game's over?
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if we did. Max Preps, who basically serves as ESPN for high schools, listed him as a small-town All-American this past season. He's the 2-time Class A State Player of the Year. So a lot of talent in this kid. On the mound, he sits 91-92 with the fastball, so he's a true five-tool guy.
Be an interesting matchup here.
Kind of the old-school windup from Blaine Davis. First pitch inside, ball 1. Went off speed there on Proctor. Not a bad idea.
Yeah, you don't see pitchers change their pivot foot from one side of the rubber to the other one before they throw. It's kind of unique.
Another ball inside, 2-0 to Proctor.
Coach Bellamy told me yesterday and before the game, the Mustangs are going to pitch them all today. Probably it'll be pitching by committee, and that's a good thing in the first ball game of the season. You know, you don't want to wear their arms out right off the bat. And I know they played some games in June, but they need to get back in shape, and they don't want to ruin anybody's arm here on the opening day in a scrimmage, basically. But
ball 4 to Proctor, a 4-pitch walk to start the game for Blaine Davis. That'll bring up the left fielder, number 14, Connor Cordell. You know, I'd like to see Blaine find the zone here. I would assume with Drew Woods going to Northwestern that Blaine is going to step in and be an ace for the Mustangs. Cordell shows bunt, takes it for a strike. And Blaine is more than likely going to pick up some of those innings that Drew is leaving behind. Now, gaining Eli is going to help you with that. But
pretty good move over to first by Davis, holding him close. Yeah, I'm sure he's got some butterflies, don't you imagine, here playing in a college ballpark and playing a state champion team loaded with seniors and some college commits. So I'm sure he's got some butterflies out there. He'll settle down and do all right.
pitch on the inner half.
And it makes you wonder too on the pitching off of a mound that's made out of carpet. I wonder, what kind of effect that would have on your footwork as far as feeling a little different.
Runner goes, throw down to second, and he's out. Good throw by Blake Nunn. Good tag by Eli Willits.
Beautiful.
I got a little scared there on the tag, but the ball beat him by a few feet.
That's great.
That's out number one.
Great throw by Nunn. I'll tell you, old Nunn, he is a good ball player. You know, basketball, he's real steady. I wouldn't call him flashy, but he is a great. Oh, punked him in the back. But he just, you can count on him at whatever position he plays. Well, maybe that's the memo here. Walk them, put them on first, and then throw them out and steal them second. Think that'll work again?
Now in the box for the Rebels is the righty Easton Ford. He's their first baseman, and he was also named as a Max Prep Small Town All-American. His first pitch to Ford, ball one.
Got a lot of All-Americans on their team, Blake, it seems. Got some big kids, too.
This kid is, that is one way to describe him, as big. That pitch is in there for a strike. He didn't really like it. From up here, I did.
Well, you know, he's standing right on top of the plate practically. That backed him off a little bit.
Throw back to first. Nothing doing over there. Don, speaking of Max Preps, Silo is the only team from the state of Oklahoma listed on the Max Preps top 25 nationally. They're number 22, and you know there's a lot of teams up there.
That's in the whole state of Oklahoma?
In the nation.
In the nation. Wow.
Nationally, number 22.
Wow.
Ball fouled back into the parking lot.
So what you're
Down
telling
the
me
right
is,
side.
so that means probably that these guys would be successful at any classification in the state of Oklahoma.
Without a doubt. Ball flied into right. Brody Smith going back, and it's over his head. Fields it at the wall. He'll throw it in. Cordell's going to round third and head home. And the throw a little late. Ford finds his way to third, and the Rebels are on the board.
Had a little trouble judging that one out in right field. I think he had a little trouble. I thought when the ball was hit, it looked like he was kind of camped under it, and then all of a sudden he decided it was a little deeper than he thought, and it got over his head. But the environment here is probably a little tougher to notice with the back, when the stadium behind the backstop. It's judging the ball is probably a little different than what he's used to. I think we would have had him thrown out at third, though, but Blake kind of double clutched on the throw. I think we'd have had him at third.
Roberts flies one into center. Brody Devon coming to his left. Ford will tag. Hill scores standing up. 2-0 Silo after the sac fly from Delton Roberts. Well, the caught stealing really kind of limited the damage.
Yeah, we're
because if you don't get that out, you know, kind of a rule of thumb that I would say for baseball, at least at the high school level, is if you get your leadoff man on, a pretty good percentage of the time they're going to score.
Yeah, that's probably true about any level.
Tough play
to
the
Baker.
Right side. Baker's going back.
Great
he makes
play.
the catch.
Baker.
How about that?
How about that? Very nice.
Mustangs get out of it. 2 runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base for the Rebels, so the Mustangs limit the damage. Take a break. When we come back, we'll be in the top of the second. Due up for the Mustangs will be, man, I forgot my roster. Baker, Bellamy, and Blaine Davis. Caden Baker, Blaine Bellamy, Blaine Davis due up for the Mustangs. When we come back, listen to Mustang Baseball.
We are your premier, best in state driving school, located in southwest Oklahoma at Fort Cobb Public School. We can provide all the services related to driving in the state of Oklahoma, such as driver's education, in-house testing capabilities, permits, and drive testings for a license. The only thing that you will be required from DPS is your eye exam. We have certified instructors that use our cars to teach your students how to be the best drivers from the beginning. Come see us today for all your driving needs.
We're bringing fiber internet to Fort Cobb. Having fast internet is a must-have, whether you're working or learning from home. That's why we are building a fiber network in your community. We have wireless internet solutions too, available at Fort Cobb Lake, Crow's Roost, Alfalfa, and more. You can count on us for a fast, reliable connection to the world. We're proud to be a local provider that's part of your community. Get connected to Carnegie Fiber today.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to...
All right, coming to the plate for the Mustangs, number 15, Caden Baker. He takes a swing at one down. Let his head fly open a little early on that one.
That's another aggressive swing by the Mustangs. I think in their five hitters so far, 4 of the 5 have swung at the first pitch.
There's a foul ball into the dugout. I think I saw Lane Combs over there trying to make a play on it. Couldn't quite come up with it.
And we haven't had, that's the other thing. We haven't had very many swing and misses. They've either hit it or foul it off.
Well, as a coach, one thing you want to see in a early season scrimmage is a lot of swings and a lot of balls in play, and they're not here to draw walks today.
There you go. Isn't it funny how that you make a great play in the field? You always lead off the inning, the half inning. And Baker makes a great play down the foul line there, and then he's lead off batter here, the top of the second.
1-2 to Baker. Hit sharply to third. Throw over to first, and one away. Good play over there by Carter Parker. One of the 7 seniors starting in the field for the Rebels. So, put simply, experience in the field for them.
That was pretty good. It's pretty good at bat by Baker. It was kind of off speed pitch, and you could tell he was uncoiled and he hesitated, waited for the ball, and hit it sharply to third.
That pitch in there, 81 miles an hour to Blaine Bellamy. Notice Blaine switched from number 8 to number 9, and Don told me earlier that his dad wore number 9 in high school, so I would assume that was the reason
Probably so.
He's wearing number 9 now.
His dad, Brad, was an outstanding pitcher for the Mustangs back in the day. He played some college ball. Grandson of Bill Bellamy, who was an excellent ball player back in the 70s for the Mustangs. Matter of fact, I've got a note here. It said they won the spring baseball title in 1976, and Bill was a pitcher on that team.
That ball out, and the count goes full.
Dad Brad was a left-handed pitcher, played for Cameron. And his son Blaine's a good pitcher. We'll
Ball
probably
chopped.
see him later.
Foul ball down the third base side. So we'll see an extended at-bat.
Oh, Ted
for Blaine
Williams, he
Bellamy.
was number 9, wasn't he?
I think so.
The Splendid Splinter, is that what it is?
He was one of the very few people that had the split grip on the bat. Another chop foul down the third base side.
Mustangs are getting around on this old boy. 81-mile-an-hour fastball, and so far every ball hit in this inning has been down the third baseline.
The good thing about seeing a pitcher like this is the kind of pitching that Mustangs are going to see pretty much all season until you get to the state tournament, and there's a check swing.
Kind of pulled a string on him on that one. Blaine didn't mean to swing.
Sometimes momentum will take you a little bit further than you want to go.
Yep.
2 away here in the top of the second. Blaine Davis takes one on the outer half, strike 1.
Pretty tough pitch to hit, high and outside, 81 mile an hour.
He'll foul one back into the screen. I forgot there was a net there. I thought it was headed for us.
It was right at us, wasn't it? Yeah. You hear about that on TV all the time, about them fouling stuff back in the press box, but
Yeah.
we got the window shut here today.
And a swing and a miss from Blaine Davis, strike 3. Mustangs go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the second. You're listening to Mustang Baseball on FCBMustangs.tv.
Diesel Horse Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Diesel Horse get you back on the field. Backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Stream like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Welcome back. About to start the bottom of the second inning. Josh Trout going to start things off for the Rebels.
Senior catcher for the Rebels.
I would assume this will probably be the last inning we see Blaine Davis, unless he goes 1, 2, 3. Let some other guys get some innings. Rebels sending Easton Ford down to the bullpen as that ball down and in. Ball 176 on the gun.
I like the way old Blaine pitches, though. He moves the ball around. He doesn't just throw it in one spot every time. He likes to work inside part of the plate, and then he'll come outside just like that.
I think he spoke that one into existence.
That's the way you pitch. You move it around, change speeds, and you don't have to throw 100 mile an hour to get people out. And he's got kind of one of those unorthodox deliveries, if you will, and he's doing a good job here.
1-2 to Trout. Swung on, chopped to third. Blaine Bellamy makes play, throws to first. Baker stretches and makes the out.
That's 2 good plays by Baker today. He caught the foul ball a while ago, and then he had to jump to catch that one and got his foot back on the bag. And good play by Bellamy over at third to get that high chopper.
You know, just a couple years ago, I was taller than Caden Baker, and I'm not tall by no means. I'm kind of glad that he's grown, because if I was out there, I wouldn't have been able to get to that.
Pretty good
ball
pitch.
Close.
Just off the plate.
Just a bit outside, as they say.
There you go. Carter Parker, another senior for the Rebels.
Fouled back to the pad. Counts 1-1.
Who calls the pitches for the Mustangs? Blake, do you know?
Well, normally Coach Bellamy calls it. Jacob Denton's down there, of course. His son Kyler was all-state pitcher for the Mustangs. Was the Class A, I believe we were in Class A. Class A Player of the Year in 2021, the year we won the state championship.
Right.
So Jacob does a lot of things situation-wise. Whenever, you know, there might be someone on base or something like that, if he thinks that we should go one way or another pitching, then Jacob has a lot of input. But most of the time, Coach Bellamy is the one calling the pitches, and then every once in a while he'll just let none call it. Fly ball into left field. Braden Davis under it. Makes catch, 2 away. Bottom of the second.
Good job pitching there by Davis. You know, I tell you, I'm impressed the way he moves the ball around and kind of have these hitters off balance. It's 2 up, 2 down here in the second. Now the only junior in the lineup, Charlie Gardner, second baseman. I tell you, old Nunn, he's impressed me at catching Blake. Of course, there's nobody on base, and he gets down on this, squatting down on that left shin with his right leg outstretched. I mean, he's flat on the ground. He wants the ball down low. That's
a lot of
sure.
flexibility.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the thing about Nunn, he caught just shy of 163 innings. That ball's fouled back. Count will go to 1-2. He caught just shy of 163 innings in the spring and only had 10 passed balls.
Yeah. Oh, he's a good athlete. Basketball, he's really impressive. He's just steady as he can be, and he's you can make a team out of a bunch of Blake Nunns, I'll tell you. Fly ball to left.
Davis makes the catch. 1, 2, 3 for the Mustangs. And due up will be Brody Smith, Tanner McAdoo, and then back to the top, Eli Willits. 8-9-1 for the Mustangs when we come back.
Versatile Networks can handle all of your school or business technology and wiring needs. Expanding into a new building or office space? We would love to give you a free quote for your network wiring. Are your computers outdated? Are your servers slow? Is your network underperforming? Is your wireless network weak? Let Versatile Networks come in and assess the situation and get you back up and running the way you should be. Call Versatile Networks today at 405-217-0267 or visit versatilenetworks.com for more information.
New man on the mound for the Rebels, number 18, Easton Ford, and Delton Roberts will take his place at first. Starting off the inning for the Mustangs, number 20, sophomore, Brody Smith.
Grandson of legendary coach Harold Davis.
Don, did you know Coach Davis this past spring season, eclipsed 4,000 wins between high school and junior high?
That's impressive, isn't it?
It's a lot of baseball.
Oh, Harold is a walking encyclopedia. I've always enjoyed talking to Harold about baseball. It's amazing what that man knows.
And he's still down there in the dugout coaching today.
Oh, absolutely. He's a big reason why Fort Cobb is as good as they are. He teaches those young ones when they're starting out grade school age, and teach them the fundamentals. And Fort Cobb's lucky to have him, I'll tell you. I talked to Brody yesterday. I saw him downtown, and we visited a little bit about the game today. He's pretty excited about coming up here and playing the opening game of the season. Hope he can get a hit here.
0-2 to Smith. Little up. 1-2. 84 miles an hour on the gun. Chop to third. Little foul. Off-speed pitch.
Yeah, big difference from 84 to 70. And just a little bit out in front of it, Brody was.
Ball's down, go to 2-2.
Brody's got the power to hit it over the fence. 3-2. Now, he ought to get a pretty good pitch to swing at right here, I think.
There's only one thing worse than a strikeout, Don.
What's that?
Looking strikeout.
Yeah, that's true, too. I don't figure he'll be looking. Foul to straight.
Fouled back into the seats.
Souvenir for some lucky fan. But it's so hot down there, everyone's sitting in the shade.
Not a single
except,
person.
Except for our man Wesley Bellamy. He's down here
There
on the
you
fourth row. The sun doesn't bother him.
Slow roller to the shortstop, Proctor. Throw to first. One away. But a good at bat there from Brody Smith. Took the count full, fouled one off. 8-pitch at bat, is that
I believe so.
sound right?
Yeah. Kind of slipped coming out of the batter's box there. Might have made that a little closer play than it ended up.
Now in there, sophomore number 10, Tanner McAdoo. He stepped in a big way last season for the Mustangs. Didn't play a whole lot in the fall. Stepped in the spring and really had a good year. Hit 250 on the season. Only 11 strikeouts, 18 walks, and 11 RBIs in the 9 spot. So
pretty
that's
impressive.
some production at the
Yeah.
bottom of the lineup that you're going to
Absolutely.
need, especially in the postseason. He takes a ball down. 2-1's the count.
He's kind of Mr. Davis has talked about in the past to me about a double leadoff, and that's kind of what Tanner is in the 9-hole spot, seems to me like.
Fouls that one back. Count will go to 2-2.
Got a note here that his dad, Jared, was a standout baseball player from New Summerfield in East Texas. It's kind of the way it is a lot of times. Kids follow in their dad's footsteps a lot of time.
Chopped. Proctor takes it.
Oh,
Sidearm throw gets away from Roberts at first, and McAdoo be the second base runner of the game for the Mustangs.
That was a nice play by the shortstop. He come charging in, scooped it up, threw it all in one motion, and a perfect throw. I think it hit the heel of his glove, it looked like. There's a break for the Mustangs. Now, maybe Eli can knock him in.
Got a good chance here. Eli, of course, along with his brother, committed to University of Oklahoma, where his dad, Reggie, volunteer coach still.
No, boy, there's a
that
good
one
shot
hit hard to third. Gets past Parker over there at third, and Eli will reach McAdoo over to second, and all of a sudden the Mustangs have some life.
Runner in scoring position with one out. That was sharply hit. Yeah, back to your point, Reggie. Of course, the great season the Sooners had this past season, went all through the playoffs and made it to the College World Series, made it to the Championship Series. They come up a little short in that, but national runners-up, and Reggie was promoted to associate head coach, I saw in the paper the other day. So congratulations to Reggie. Well-deserved, certainly. He made quite an impact on the Sooner baseball program for sure.
Swing and a miss there by Davis. You know, Don, it's great to see both baseball and softball and how much of an impact it has on the state of Oklahoma. There's a bunt.
Uh-oh.
I think he hit it off his foot.
Yeah.
He's bouncing around. I guess home plate umpire called it a foul ball.
From up here, we can't hear the foul call, could we? But, well, no. I guess he didn't. It hit the ground, I guess, because he's going to go to the dugout.
Well, he kind of did his job, you know, got the runners over to second and third, right. and now all of a sudden you have two runners in scoring position and Blake Nunn at the plate, and he can sure enough do damage.
Yeah, he's
fouled back.
He's
hit hard, though.
Power hitter, yeah.
Anything more than likely in the outfield will tie the game with Eli standing on second. Like to see him find a gap somewhere here. Takes the ball up. Good take there by Nunn.
84 mile an hour. I think that's been the fastest ball so far today.
As we would say in the dugout, make sure you get something below your hands.
Yeah. Yeah, a single here would be great. Tie the ball game up. Pitcher being a little careful with him, too. 2 balls and a strike now. Like to see him
starting to get into a hitter's count here.
Yeah, like to see him get something good to hit right here.
Just don't miss it. That's
off
the
speed.
biggest problem. Takes 3-1.
Now this is his count right here, hitter's count. And I guarantee you Blake's thinking of that. He's going to look for his pitch only.
Wouldn't be surprised to see another off speed here because,
83 down the middle, fouled it off.
If you walk him here, Don, you still have a pretty good chance. With 2 outs, you would have a force play at any bag, and Brody Devon hits a lot of ground balls.
Off speed in the dirt. Well, we're going to score here.
McAdoo's going to try to score.
Oh.
And he's out.
Oh, that's a tough play
Probably
there.
not a good read. Kind of hesitated whenever he left the bag. That's kind of one of those deals whenever you walk. Unless it goes to the backstop, you kind of just let that one go.
Yeah, that wasn't very far away. That's kind of a tough one for the Mustangs. They'd had the bases loaded in 2 outs with the cleanup hitter coming up. So anyway, one of those plays, an aggressive play, and didn't work out that time for the Mustangs, but good hustle that time by McAdoo.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 runners left on base for the Mustangs. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd when we come back.
Allegiant Marketing Group produces inbound lead generation for our clients through integrated traditional and digital campaigns. We continuously develop new strategies, tactics, and productive efficiencies so you can reach your target market and get a measurable return on investment. This fast-paced world demands for your products and services to be presented at the moment your buyers need them. Targeted and innovative marketing creates your success. Call AMG today, your marketing partner.
Blaine Davis going to stay out on the mound for the Mustangs. In 12 appearances in the spring, posted a 1.86 ERA, 31 Ks, 15 walks, 41.1 innings pitched for the junior.
He's pitched well so far. He's
9-1-2 for the Rebels. Xander Marshall in there is the 9-hole, playing center field. Yet another senior. He'll take strike 1, 73 miles an hour.
I tell you what, old Blaine, he bringing it right to him.
And there's another strike right down the middle. 0-2 will be the count. After he started a 4-pitch walk and then a hit by pitch, really figured it out. Ball's fouled back.
Well, there's got to be some butterflies. We talked about that. But he settled down and got into a nice groove here as he's retired 5 batters in a row now. It's pretty
fly ball into center. Brody Devon waves everybody off. Make it 6 in a row for Blaine Davis. 1 away. Bottom half of the 3rd.
Top of the lineup coming up, Kyler Proctor, All-American. He walked his first time up, 4 straight pitches.
There's a ball on the outer half.
Blaine's showing him a lot of respect so far.
This is, if there's anybody in their lineup that you don't want to pitch to, it's got to be him.
Yeah, that's one of those. Don't let their best player beat you.
Ground ball to Willits at short.
Oh, beautiful
Makes
play.
the play. Proctor's retired. 2 gone.
6-3 put out there. Beautiful play by Eli. Looked like a vacuum cleaner on that. Just scooped it right up smoothly and gunned it over to first.
That's the kind of thing you like to see, making the routine plays. You know, you don't make it harder than it needs to be. Don't make it flashy. Just make the play.
And he's just a freshman.
Ball in there, strike one to Connor Cordell. Hit by a pitch his last time up. Eventually scored. Swing and a miss, ball up around the letters.
76 miles an hour. Be nice to get this guy out right here. Ooh.
Ball down, good
little
block
low,
by
but
Nunn.
it was over the plate, I think.
Wind and the pitch. Swung on, lined into center, and that'll drop in for a base hit. Cordell rounds first. He goes to second. He's in there with a double.
That's been the best hit of the game by far. Solid ball hit into the gap, left center field. The good news is there was no one on base. Right?
That's right. Well, the bad news is now there is, and your three-hole hitter, Easton Ford, into the box. Again, a kid with a lot of power. We talked a lot about his size last time he came up.
He's the one that hit the fly ball over a right fielder, and that scored the 2 runs in that first inning. Big, powerful-looking young man.
Like to see him take a walk back to the dugout here, maybe fire up. I know Blaine Davis would be sure enough fired up with a K.
Well, just somewhere where we can make a play on it would be fine.
You know, in baseball, because of how slow it is, it's a lot tougher to find, you know, that intensity. It's a lot tougher than football or basketball. I mean, in football, you get to hit people hard, and in basketball, you're always moving. In baseball, you have so much time between pitches. I mean, something pretty good's got to happen for you to get really fired up.
Young man's getting a pretty aggressive lead out there at second base. Really the first time he's had to work with base runners. There's a throw.
Now they're going to throw back.
3 balls and a strike, so we got to be careful here. Don't give him anything too good to hit. We got 2 outs on him, so a walk wouldn't kill us right here. You just don't want to give him a fat one down the middle.
Ooh, swing and a miss. Woo, probably a good thing he missed that one.
Pulled the string on that one a little bit. 3-2.
I can tell you where he's aiming, Don. He's aiming for the scoreboard.
Yeah.
He wants to put his own dent in that out there.
Yeah, I might have our guys back up a little bit. Oh, good play by Davis if he can get to it. Beautiful.
Good pick by Baker. That's out number 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. Mustangs get out of a slight jam. We'll head to the 4th. Silo leads the Broxton boys 2-0. We'll be back right after this.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Ouachita Valley Bank, locally owned and operated since 1902, proudly serving the Fort Cobb area with knowledgeable and friendly professionals that actually care about your financial well-being. Online banking, loans, certificate of deposit, safe deposit boxes, 24-hour telephone banking, and an ATM. For service you can trust, Ouachita Valley Bank, 405-643-2305, member FDIC.
Proud supporters of Fort Cobb Mustangs. The name of the store is T-Birds. Come see Connie for our daily lunch specials. Good. We offer cold drinks, hot food, and a clean environment. Also, $1 Fountain Pop Wednesdays. See you soon. We are your premier best in state driving school, located in southwest Oklahoma at Fort Cobb Public School. We can provide all the services related to driving in the state of Oklahoma, such as driver's education, in-house testing capabilities, permits, and drive testings for a license. The only thing that you will be required from DPS is your eye exam. We have certified instructors that use our cars to teach your students how to be the best drivers from the beginning. Come see us today for all your driving needs.
Brody Devon into the box, cleanup hitter for the Mustangs. Don Brody has an .844 contact percentage.
Wow. That's pretty impressive.
There's a little bit of contact.
Yeah, that one off.
Hit that one off his leg, foul ball.
First time up, he hit sharply to the shortstop, and he stepped on the base at second unassisted to retire the batter, but it was a sharp hit ground ball. Let's see if he can get one in the gap this time.
Brody's really come a long way. Check swing there. Strike two.
That's a good off-speed pitch. 71 mile an hour on a changeup. His fastball is about 84, so hard to hold up on that one.
And swing and a miss. 81 on the fastball. And Brody Devon will walk back to the dugout. So he gets thrown a chair. One away in the top half for the Mustangs.
Caden Baker, he grounded out to third his first time up.
Foul ball back to the screen. Go ahead.
Another first pitch swinging by the Mustangs. I like it. They go up there looking to hit. Tell you the Mustangs, in my opinion, fly ball to right, circling under it, and they make the play. The Booster Club raised the money to build a hitting barn there at Fort Cobb, and I tell you what, I think it's really helped the hitters, don't you think, Blake? They spent a lot of time.
It definitely has. It beats the heck out of being in the outdoor cage whenever it's 30 degrees or 100 degrees.
Yeah.
I think now they have an air conditioner in it.
Yeah, they got
of course,
weight,
it's after I get out of there.
Weights and everything else, so it's really helped the Mustang. Blaine Bellamy now at the plate. He struck out his first time up. I suspect we'll see him on the mound here pretty soon.
Chopper to the third baseman. Did he touch it? Don't think
Foul
he did.
ball. Yep.
Wish he did. That would have been a single. I would have scored that as a single anyway.
That had some English on it right there. It high chopper hit the turf, and it was spinning, and it made a hard left turn.
That's definitely the difference between turf and a grass field.
Yeah.
Ball will sure enough bounce.
Oh yeah, we've seen 2 or 3 of those so far, high bouncers. But you don't get any bad hops either. You know, they're pretty smooth.
Ball outside, count goes to 2-1.
Need a base runner
Bellamy.
here for the Mustangs.
Another ball outside, 3-1. Off speed 72 miles an hour.
Blaine Davis on deck for the Mustangs.
Swinging a foul ball, so the count will go full. Coach Bellamy down there clapping his hands. Probably glad we're getting a lot of swings instead of a lot of looking to see where the catcher catches it. And we'll look and see where the catcher catches that one. Strike 3. Blaine Bellamy, 1-2-3. Reeson Ford and the Rebels. Due up for them. Ford Roberts and the DH Sawyer Reddick. We'll talk about our new pitcher for the Mustangs when we come back. Listening to Broxton Boy Baseball.
We're bringing fiber internet to Fort Cobb. Having fast internet is a must-have, whether you're working or learning from home. That's why we are building a fiber network in your community. We have wireless internet solutions too, available at Fort Cobb Lake, Crow's Roost, Alfalfa, and more. You can count on us for a fast, reliable connection to the world. We're proud to be a local provider that's part of your community. Get connected to Carnegie Fiber today.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Any other changes out there that you see?
Well, not that I can see.
Okay.
New hurler for the Mustangs, lefty freshman, number 14, Mason Luke.
Good to see a left-hander on a hill for the Mustangs. Big, strong kid. Looking forward to see how he matches up with the Silo Rebels. Looks like he got a pretty effective curveball, and he's warming up. I'm sure he's got some butterflies floating around in there, Blake, don't you, Matty?
Oh, more than likely.
Gets to start off with the cleanup hitter for the Rebels, number 5, Dalton Roberts, who flew out to center field his first time up. Good pitch.
Strike one to Roberts.
I didn't check the gun on that one, did you? I
think I saw 71.
71.
We'll see what this one is. That one's lined.
It's in the gap.
I think that's Blaine Davis out there in left now.
That could be an inside the park home run, Reagan. Gonna make it to third.
They're gonna get it. Eli.
A triple.
Half a second earlier and he might be out.
Yep, almost had him. That ball was well hit in the gap.
You know, if this were a high school field, that's probably not a triple. It's probably going to hit off the wall quite a while before.
Tell you what, the Mustangs did a pretty good relay job of getting that to third. Made it a close play.
That one's lined into left. Score one. Reddick rounds first, but he will retreat back.
That ball was hit sharply.
And all of a sudden it's 3-0. 2 hits already this inning. Doubled the hit count.
Yeah, the left-hander hadn't fooled him any yet so far, but we're in the meat of their order, so we'll see if old Luke can kind of settle down here and move the ball around a little bit. As Trout, he grounded out to third his first time up. Pretty good move to first. Left-handers usually have that sneaky move over there to first base.
And it's hard to tell whenever you don't have an umpire at first to see if he breaks that 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
Ball is bunted foul.
Trying to move the runner over. You know, the old saying, baseball I've always heard, if they're going to give you an out, you need to take it. So if they're going to bunt this one, pitcher needs to sure be aware to get down there quick, and or the catcher, whoever can get to it, get this out here if he's going to try to sacrifice. And he's squaring around to bunt again.
Ball taken outside. Count goes 1-1.
Looked like maybe he was going to pull back and swing on that one. Wasn't sure.
Throw back to first, runner in, standing up. Don, I got a couple stats for you here.
Okay.
So a lot of people, whenever they talk about state championships and wins and things like that. That one's lined over Eli Willett's head, and it'll roll all the way to the wall in left center. 1 run scores.
2 triples in the inning.
And Trout has himself a triple. 4-0.
That's 3 real sharp balls they've hit so far, 3 batters, and they have really smacked them. 2 of them have gone to the fence.
And pinch runner for the Rebels will be number 23, Gabe Hernandez.
And now we got Salisbury, number 13, batting in place of Carter Parker.
Ball's fouled back. So like I was saying, Don, we'll say fall and spring first. From fall of 2021 to the spring of 2022, Silo is currently on a 39-game win streak. The last team to beat him was actually a team that Fort Cobb beat in the spring state semifinals, Tupelo Tigers. They beat them a game before the fall district tournament started. But if you go spring to spring and forget the fall ever happened, Silo's on a 58-game win streak.
Wow. Yeah, that's impressive. And I guarantee you they're playing a tough schedule most likely. They're not.
They actually this spring traveled and played 3 or 4 teams in the state of New York.
Really? Yeah, it's quite a program, no question about it. I noticed we were talking before the game, there's 31 players on their roster. So obviously they have a lot of people moving there to win them a championship. Good play there. Nice job there by Bellamy at third to make the wise choice to go home with it, cut off the run, get the first out of the inning. 5-2 in my book. The old fielder's choice for Salisbury, and now we got Charlie Gardner up, junior second baseman.
Swing and a miss on the first pitch, strike 1.
Double play ball would be sweet right here, Blake. A little grounder up the middle would be nice.
Get out of the inning and
Eli.
possibly go get some back. The ball popped up. Looks like it's going to make its way foul. Bounced off the concrete retaining wall just beyond the dugout. Down the first base side. Count will be 0-2 to Gardner.
Be interesting to see when, of course, Eli's brother Jackson is not here today. He's a senior shortstop for the Mustangs. He pitches also, but I would assume that he's in California playing in a kind of an all-star event. That when he comes back, Jackson and Eli will be probably shortstop and second baseman, so that'll be Willits to Willits.
And maybe one of the best 1-2 punches in high school.
Very well could be. Both those boys are outstanding ball players. Eli and freshman, Jackson a senior.
I actually talked to Jackson this morning. He said he's in San Diego right now playing in what they call the area code games. So perfect game, which is one of the national kind of recruiting, scouting programs for baseball. They invite.
They got him.
Good pickoff move. I think he's going to make it.
They dropped the ball.
And Willits dropped the ball. Well, they had him dead to rights.
Yeah, the pickoff move worked pretty good that time, but he gets to second anyway.
He's playing among the best in the country out in San Diego. And, you know, I would be willing to bet it's probably not as warm out there as it is here.
Oh, no. San Diego's got the best weather in the country, I think. It's always probably in the high 70s most of the time. But I'm sure Jackson would like to be here playing with his teammates, but he's doing a great job out there in California.
Notice Gardner's choked up a little bit on his bat, trying to battle here 2-2 as he fouls that one back.
Yeah, he fought off a pretty good pitch right there, just stay alive. Need a strikeout right here. double play's not in order anymore after they got the runner to second, so we need to fan this man. He flew out to left field his first time up. Hey, he just tipped it. I thought we had the swing and a miss, but he just tipped it away.
Well, Don, it might be a little early to start thinking about this, but hold that thought. Jackson just texted me.
Yeah.
77 degrees out in San Diego.
Well, I was pretty close.
You were right on the money on that one. Thanks, Jackson. Hope you're having fun out there. Maybe send us some cooler weather if you want. Bellamy gloves it.
Oh, great play by Blaine. Did he call him safe?
I don't know. It almost looked like umpire called time. He did.
He called a foul ball, did he?
Guess so.
Wow. From here, it looked like it was a fair ball, but I couldn't tell. But nevertheless, it was a good play by Blaine to field it. I guess he was reaching across the bag when he did, but nice strong throw from a long ways away. Two and two the count. Boy, he just got a piece of that one right off the end of his bat. So Jackson watching the game on TV?
He must be.
All right, that's good to know.
At least we have one fan.
I'm sure he's pretty interested. I think his dad's out there with him, I think. So
I would almost wonder if he'd rather be here. Probably not, just because of the weather.
San Diego will be hard to pass up, I'm telling you. Ooh. Almost went around that time.
You know, Jackson ought to be careful. Eli's over here playing shortstop. He might take his position.
Uh-oh.
Never know.
3-2. Need to come get him here.
Foul ball. I believe, Don, if my counting's correct, I think this is going to be the 10th pitch of the at-bat. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
It's something pretty close to that.
Well, Garner's fouled off several pretty good pitches. And Luke hadn't given in to him yet. He's battling him. This will be a big out if we could get here. We got one out. We need to get this one if we can. Limit the damage as much as possible. Poked it into right. Should be an easy
Smith
play.
Coming in, makes the catch. 2 away for the Mustangs. Runner will go back to second.
And we've got another change in their lineup.
Colby Smith.
Replacing Xander Marshall. Number 12.
Junior.
All right. Got away from the catcher. That hurts. Runner gets to advance to third now. So that always puts a little more pressure on some of the pitches you can throw. If you can't afford a wild pitch here or a pass ball, give them another run.
That one high and away, 2-0. Count now. In the early game this morning, Oaktaha, who Fort Cobb actually played in this festival last fall here at OU, Oaktaha defeated the Granite Panthers 20-6, and then 12:30 game, Calumet defeated Rattan 5-3, and then after this one we'll have Leedy and the defending Class B state champion, the Roth Tigers, a team that Fort Cobb knows very well. That's ball 4, and I thought he was thinking about going to second. I've seen that play, And we actually used to have a set play for that in junior high with Coach Davis, called it head tap. Runner on third, you draw a walk, get a head tap, getting a run down between first and second, give the man a chance to score.
Here's Mr. Proctor up. Had a walk and a 6-3 put out. Second inning, fouls that one back. Yeah, walked in 4 straight pitches. Second time up, he hit a sharp grounder to Eli at short. He gunned him out, so we'll see if we can't retire Proctor this time. Double play still in order.
Well, we got 2 outs. Don't need to worry about that.
Well, I guess you're right.
If only we got.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, if we could carry.
Uh-oh.
That one hit hard, and it's going to go over Blaine Davis's head and bounce over the wall. Ground rule double for Proctor.
Yeah, that'll save a run.
And that, you're exactly right. I think that kept them from scoring an extra run, maybe 2.
Yeah, the runner at third would have easily scored if it hadn't bounced over the fence. So that's a break for the Mustangs there. A double, well hit ball that time by Proctor. And now the 2-hole Connor Cordell.
That ball hit hard. Foul over to the bullpen. And the practice infield over there, OU actually has a dirt and grass practice infield.
Oh, is that right?
Down the third base line, and OSU at their field has a turf practice infield because some teams in the Big 12 have turf fields, some have grass. And
I understand they've allocated a bunch of money to do some upgrades to this place. I'm not sure when that's going to take place or what they're going to do, but after last year's run to the College World Series Championship, I'm sure there's a lot of interest in OU baseball again. Hard hit foul.
Don, I was beginning to say it earlier, and it's still a little bit early to be talking about it maybe, but you know, it's not very often we get to be in a town with quite a few restaurant options.
Yeah, you've got plenty of choices just down I-35. There's a whole slew of them. I'm sure your grandparents would love to take you out to eat big steak tonight, reckon?
Well,
you're hoping so?
I wouldn't turn it down.
That's what I figured.
Off speed, fouled away.
1 ball, 2 strikes. This would be a big one to get out right here with 2 men on. What kind of food do you like to eat the best, Blake?
Anything that doesn't eat me first.
Okay. I figured you as a beef man.
Oh, yeah.
I know I think there's a longhorn down there and a salt grass. Just got a piece of that one. Yeah.
Well, I wish none could have squeezed that.
Yeah. I'm probably going to head back home and eat at Subway. What do you think about that? That doesn't sound too exciting, does it?
Well, we got some Subway coupons.
Well, I'm all for that.
There you go.
Off-speed pitch, a little high.
Tried to go through the back door there.
Well, that's a good place for it. You throw that over the plate, then it's liable to be over the fence out there because this Cordell has got some power, it looks like to me.
Another foul ball.
Staying away from him, so he's going to try to go the opposite way with it.
Devon and Blaine Davis are both kind of shaded. Davis shaded toward the line and left, and Brody Devon just on the left side of the OU logo.
Ooh.
Probably not the best decision there by Blaine Bellamy.
Yeah, I think he'd had him out easily at first and thought he could swap the tag and just missed him.
If If Bellamy fields that behind the bag, that's probably okay. But he was in front of the bag on that one, almost to the cutout. So at that point, probably just need to go to first.
Yeah, especially with 2 outs. Just get the easy out at first. I mean, it wasn't real sharply hit. So I mean, it was a pretty close play, but I think he'd have easily thrown him out at first probably.
Ball 1 to Ford.
Yeah, we got runners at the corners with a 3-hole Easton Ford up, who reached on a, well, he hit the ball over the right fielder's head the first time, scored 2 runs, and then hit one back to the pitcher and was retired at first in his second at bat. Ball and a strike. One back to the pitcher here would be okay with me. Need to get out of this 4th inning somehow. They've put 4 on the board here.
Ball low and away, 72 miles an hour.
Yeah, he needs to hit one right at somebody here. It's what we need instead of one in the gap. So we can get out of this inning. Sometimes when you have these long innings, it's kind of demoralizing to your team when you just can't get that last out sometimes.
And another thing about it is out there standing in the heat.
Yeah, that's not helping any, is it?
I know a couple of them probably were forced to put on sunscreen before the game, so they might have to reapply here pretty soon. Runner goes to second, no throw from none. 2 runners in scoring position now. His count is 3 balls, 1 strike to Easton Ford.
The shade is kind of creeping down over the bleachers now. There's a few more people down in the stands, a little lower. When we first arrived, all the people were standing up under the awnings.
Ball just on the outer half, called strike 2.
And now
Ford was trying to be an umpire on his own.
Do you think that'll influence the plate umpire's call on this one if it's close? Do you think you ring him up?
Definitely. I mean, it's kind of a respect thing to some degree, and I had the opportunity to call a few games. That one's hit hard. Blaine Davis going back, goes right over his glove, bangs off the wall. 1 run scores, 2 runs will score, and Easton Ford has a stand-up double. And it's 8-zip, Silo.
Yeah, it looked like he misplayed that just a little bit. He took a step in, and that cost him, because I think if he hadn't have done that, I think he'd just a step or 2 back, he'd have had that one easily. But
as Coach Davis would say, and I know if Jackson's out there listening, he's going to understand this fully. Your first step's always back.
Uh-huh. And it looked like his first step was in, and that cost him being able to catch that one.
At the same time, the hardest ball to catch in baseball is a line drive right at you.
Correct.
Especially as an outfielder. I mean, that thing just keeps rising. There's a pop-up. Shallow.
Oh, great play.
And Eli Willits goes out there and catches it on the OU logo in center field. And that'll end the Silo 4th. 6 runs, 6 hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base. But they do a lot of damage, hit a lot of gaps, hit a lot of baseballs hard.
That they did.
Carter Parker onto the mound for the Rebels. When we come back, listening to Mustang Baseball.
Stream like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples, Nix, and Dieselhorst, and we are here to help.
New hurler for the Rebels, Carter Parker, was playing third. Ford goes back to first, and Delton Roberts slides over to third base.
For the Mustangs, we have Blaine Davis, Brody Smith, and Tanner McAdoo here.
7, 8, 9, bottom.
Top of the fifth.
Bottom third of the order. And there for a while, I believe it was fall. One's popped up to center. Catch is made by Xander Marshall. There for a while, Don, in the fall season, I believe the bottom half of the Mustangs lineup was producing at a much more consistent basis than the top half.
Yeah.
I guess minus Jackson. One hit off the end. Fouled back. Blaine Bellamy heading to the Mustang bullpen. Check swing, Brody Smith. Count goes to 0-2.
Brody grounded out to shortstop his first time up.
Ball's upstairs, 79 miles an hour.
Brody is right on the plate, boy. He's right on that edge of that batter's box. Like to see him hit one right over that second baseman's head to the gap.
Full count for Brody Smith. Need a base runner. Base hit, ball 4. Any way you want it, that's the way you need it. Ground ball to third. Ford can't come up with it over at first, and the Mustangs have a base runner with one out.
That's probably going to be an E5, I would think, as he threw that one in the dirt to the first baseman. He couldn't handle it. And now Tanner McAdoo with a chance to move the runner over. And they gave the error to Fort Cobb there. I think they got it on the wrong side of the scoreboard. Fly ball to right.
And the catch is made, 2 away. And Eli Willits will come to the plate.
Eli grounded out to the pitcher first time up, and then he hit a solid single
past the third baseman.
Off the third baseman's glove in the third inning.
Like to see him find a gap here, maybe get a 2-out rally going.
Like to see him hit one to the wall and score this runner.
Ball in righty batter's box.
And they did give that an error to Silo on that last play. That's 2 errors for Silo.
Ball hit over to the indoor facility of the Sooners.
Eli was trying to poke that one to left field, going with the pitch.
Another ball in the off batter's box. 2-1's the count.
He's being pretty careful, though, Eli. 3 straight balls. 3-1, definitely hitter's count right here. Eli's probably sitting on a fastball here. If he gets it, he'll well at it. Ball 4 inside.
Good take there. You know, if there's 2 strikes and no or 1 ball on that might be a strike 3. But glad it went the other way.
Yeah.
Mason Luke into the box now. replaced Braden Davis whenever he came to the mound. A little early on that swing. Strike one. Mustangs will open up their season on Monday at Okarche at 4:30. Strike two taken on the outer half. Then they'll host Dale Tuesday before they head to the Dale tournament Thursday through Saturday. Once it gets going, it goes pretty quick.
Sharp grounder to second. And that will retire the side.
Well, they showed a little sign of life. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 runners left on base for the Mustangs. We'll go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Rebels will be in the box when we come back.
Versatile Networks can handle all of your school or business technology and wiring needs. Expanding into a new building or office space? We would love to give you a free quote for your network wiring. Are your computers outdated? Are your servers slow? Is your network underperforming? Is your wireless network weak? Let Versatile Networks come in and assess the situation and get you back up and running the way you should be. Call Versatile Networks today at 405-217-0267 or visit versatilenetworks.com for more information.
Few new guys onto the field for the Mustangs. Few trading places, a new battery. Blaine Bellamy on the bump. Brody Smith behind it. Blake Nunn goes over to third, and Maddox Hill into the game in right field. So we'll reset the defense once more. Bellamy and Smith's your battery. Third to first, Nunn, Willits, McAdoo, and Baker. Blaine Davis, Brody Devon, and Maddox Hill left center and right field.
You know, before the break, you were talking about the upcoming schedule for the Mustangs. That's one point I wanted to make today was the scheduling that Coach Bellamy does for Fort Cobb. They year in, year out, they play a very tough schedule. They don't schedule a bunch of easy wins. And it certainly pays off when they get in the playoffs. But they play upper class schedules all the time, every season. They like Dale, for instance, they're big schools playing ball. In the fall, it's a little different because so many teams play football. So you play a lot of those teams like Dale. It's bigger schools that don't play football, and it really pays off for the Mustangs. Their record they don't win all the games. They lose some, but not very many. But it sure pays off when you get in the playoffs, and that's what you got to tip your hat to Coach Bellamy in the scheduling that he does to improve his team throughout the season by playing good competition.
Sawyer Reddick in the box for the Rebels. First pitch from Blaine Bellamy. In there, strike one, 75 miles an hour on the gun. Another one of those guys that's going to get a few more innings with the departure of Drew Woods. Change up, 58 miles an hour on that one.
Old Blaine's pretty crafty. He's a crafty pitcher. Like I mentioned, his dad, Brad, he was an outstanding pitcher for the Mustangs, and Blaine's following in his steps for sure.
Another change up. Looked good from up here. Might have been a little down. Ball one.
He's not going to overpower you, but he's going to beat you by pitching, moving the ball around, changing speeds.
Good grab by Willits up the middle, stretched by Baker, and he's out.
What a play by Willits, who went deep in the hole over in left center field to retrieve that one, pivot, make the throw, a strong throw, and Baker was able to stride out there and catch it. That is a fantastic play. That's as good a high school play as you'll ever see right there. Wow. Good
Ball
play.
fouled back by Josh Trout.
A lot of range. Joe Eli's got a lot of range. And it didn't even look like it was rushed. You know, it was all smooth. It was a great play.
Change up lined into left for a single. 9th hit of the day for the Rebels. And they have a base runner on here in the bottom of the 5th.
Carter Parker, who flew out to left his first at bat back in the 2nd inning. Salisbury hit for him in the 4th. And there's a quick throw to first. Nice quick move there by Blaine. Need a double play right here. Hit the ball up the middle, Parker, and we'll see if we can't roll a 2 here.
Ball hit sharply way over Blaine Davis's head, and I think that one's going to bounce over, and it does. Saves a run.
That ball was smoked. Hit off the warning track. And, you know, that seemed to me like one of the that's a double. One of the issues about this turf field, we've seen 2 of those today. The ball bounced off that warning track over the fence. Maybe they need to build their wall up a little taller or something.
Kind of make a
green monster.
Green monster, exactly. Well, the thing about it, too, at most high school fields, those balls probably aren't staying in the park anyway.
That's true. That ball was hit well. Yeah, it's about 335 where that ball was hit to. I think most probably high school fields are like 300 down the lines probably, and that
I think that's what Fort Cobb is, 300 down the line.
That would have been out at Fort Cobb, I'm sure.
Change up, look good.
Gardner, he just flied out to left and flied out to right in his 2 plate appearances today, so he's 0 for 2. And that was ground foul down the left third base line. Ball and 2 strikes. Old Blaine's got him right where he wants him now. With 1 out here in the 5th.
This pitch, you can be a little crafty. All fouled back.
Jammed him right on the hands. Fouled it straight back. So their official start of the season is, what day did you say that was when they played it?
Monday.
Monday, they go to Okarche.
The 8th.
There's a wild pitch, and that's going to bring in a run. Runner advances to third. My family lives in Okarche. Maybe they can make the trip a couple of blocks down the street to watch the Mustangs take on the Warriors Monday afternoon.
You know, Don, Okarche kind of has an awkward field. I don't know if you've ever been,
I've been
to
there.
their field.
Yes, I have.
Right field's 240, but the fence in right's about 30 feet tall because the softball field sits right behind it.
Yeah, you're right. It is kind of quirky.
It's just one of those odd dimensions that baseball is known for. Brody Devon going back. Runner will tag at third. 2 gone. And
sack fly to center field.
10-0.
For Mr. Gardner. And now with 2 outs, we will have number 6, that's Xander Marshall, back at the plate, who flew out to center field his first time. Bottom of the 5th, 2 outs, 2 in here. And there's Baker trying
Pop
to settle
up.
under that one. Looks like it's going to be out of play. It is. Just into the dugout. I tell you what, I wouldn't mind having these seats for a Big 12 conference game. Would you, Blake?
Oh,
I tell you, I'm
definitely, you know.
pretty happy to be here. It's really
Padded
been a good
seats, air
experience.
conditioning.
Oh, it's been a good experience for me. I'm tickled that we're able to do this. Two good teams playing on a beautiful field, and
It's probably a good thing I didn't wear an OSU shirt. They might not have let us in.
I wondered if you had a different color shirt besides orange, but I found out you do. That's pretty neat. Yeah, it's a good place here. Enjoyable day. I wish the Mustangs had a little more runs on the scoreboard, but it's a good experience for them. You know, that's the thing about it. It's I guess they call it an exhibition game. That's kind of what I was told it was. Preseason outing here against quality competition. You won't find anybody in the state to play against any better than Silo. So, you know, getting to see some quality pitching and some good hitters and test your guys out here early in the season. And, you know, you certainly like to win the game if you could. But the main thing is we get better. I find out some things about our pitchers. There's a walk. Hadn't had very many walks today. That's been a plus. I think the Mustang pitchers have performed pretty well. What do you think?
Oh, definitely. You know, I'm glad to see the way Blaine Davis responded after starting out a little shaky and ended up, I believe, retiring 6 or 7 in a row, maybe more than that. There's a line drive into center, and Brody Vaughn makes the play. That's the end of the 5th. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. And I believe 1 runner left on base.
Correct.
For the Rebels. We'll head to the 6th. And it'll be Devon.
I think it should be none, I believe, isn't it?
Is none?
I believe none will lead off.
Ah, you're right. None, Devon. And Caden Baker due up for the Mustangs when we come back. You're listening to Mustang Baseball on FCB TV.
Allegiant Marketing Group produces inbound lead generation for our clients through integrated traditional and digital campaigns. We continuously develop new strategies, tactics, and productive efficiencies so you can reach your target market and get a measurable return on investment. This fast-paced world demands for your products and services to be presented at the moment your buyers need them. Targeted and innovative marketing creates your success. Call AMG today, your marketing partner.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Ouachita Valley Bank, locally.
Maybe they might save him for the last inning, reckon.
Closer?
Yeah. Or maybe not.
Maybe not. Guess we'll find out. Blake Nunn starting things off for the Mustangs.
He is 0 for 3 today. Struck out in the first. Well, I guess he's 0 for 2. He had a sacrifice in the third, and then he grounded out second to first back in the 5th inning. So he's due for a hit here. Come on, Blake.
Chopper Proctor, 1 away. That ground ball brought to you by Harley Davidson. Don, I've been waiting to say that all day. I had that one back in the back of my mind since about last week.
I've never heard that one before, but that is quite clever. You certainly don't want to hit a ball to shortstop, I don't think, on this team. They're kind of like Fort Cobb. You hit the ball to shortstop, you're going to be out most of the time.
Ball inside to Brody Devon.
Devon is 0 for 2. Grounded out to the shortstop, and he struck out in the third. And he's
Should be 1-1. Scoreboard's a little bit
1-1,
behind.
yeah. Pitcher works quickly, that's for sure.
Another ball chopped foul. Count will be 1-2 to Devon.
Mustangs have only been able to muster 2 hits today. It's been good pitching by the Silo Rebels. You could certainly say that. Mustangs have had a hard time getting any solid hits. They were aggressive at the plate, but had a hard time putting anything together. It's 2 strikeouts on the day for Devon, and Baker will stride to the plate. Baker's 0 for 2. He grounded out to third and in the second, and he flew out to right in the fourth. I think he swung at first pitch on both of those attempts. We'll see what he does here. He takes that ball low there.
Good take.
Certainly.
There's a swing and a miss, 80 miles an hour.
Had a good cut at that one. He was just a little behind it.
Little tardy.
Yeah, if he could connect with one of those, it'd go out there a ways. There's right back up the middle. Good hit, Baker. There's a single. Solid single right over the pitcher's head. And that'll be the 3rd hit of the day for the Mustangs.
Keep the line moving, as they say.
And now Blaine Bellamy, who is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. So see if Blaine can get a hit here. Did a good job on the mound there in that last inning for the Mustangs. And he did a good job at third there, first couple of innings. Takes a strike. Baker's not going to get too big a lead over there. You know, the Mustangs had this ball game. It was, if you're just joining us, it was 2-0. And in the 3rd inning, the Mustangs had runners at second, third, if you remember, with 2 outs, and the batter walked and would have loaded the bases. The ball kind of squirted away from the catcher, and we tried to score and got tagged out at the plate. So had the bases loaded and the cleanup hitter coming up. So, you know, this game could be a lot tighter than it is now, if not for a little bit misfortune there.
Take there by Blaine Bellamy. Brings the count 2-2.
Big hole opening over there between first and second if he could poke one through there.
Instead,
sharply hit down third. Good ball.
Strong throw, but it's a little late. Bellamy's safe at first.
I'd have to give that one a hit. What about you?
I think you might be right there.
That was sharply hit right down the third base line. It's a tough play no matter what. Let's see what they've given Silo 2 errors so far today. And they give it a hit. That'll be the 4th hit for the Mustangs. And now runners at first and second with 2 outs. And at the plate is Blaine Davis, who is 0 for 2. He is struck out in the second and flied to center in the 5th.
Swing and a miss.
Way out in front of that one.
Change up. Kind of changed the timing on the swing there.
It's going to have to be a pretty deep ball hit here to forget the Baker home. Foul that one off. If he could poke one over that second baseman's head pretty sharp and let it roll to the wall, we could get a couple in. Cue ball off the end of his bat.
8-ball corner pocket.
There you go. That's the one. Yeah, he's talking about those milkshakes. You know what? You know, you brought that up a while ago. I'm glad someone brought that to my attention. Did I give you an idea? That sounds pretty good right now. A hamburger with a chocolate milkshake to go with it. While you're down there eating steak at Longhorn Steakhouse or something.
Count goes full to Blaine Davis. Once again, base hit ball 4 any way you want it. That's the way you need it. And it's ball 4. Bases are juiced for the Ponies. That'll bring up Brody Smith.
Brody is 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to short. And error on the third, reached on an error on the third baseman in the 5th inning. Brody could deliver a couple of runs here because solid hit. Chops one high. Could be trouble.
Tough play. Fair ball.
And
run scores.
That'll put the Mustangs on the board. That'd have to be a single, wouldn't it?
I think it would be.
High chopper. There was really no place.
I don't
Even
think
if
there
he
would have been a play
if
anyway.
he would have fielded it, there was no play anywhere. And sure enough, it's a hit. 5 hits now for the Mustangs. Now Tanner McAdoo, 0 for 2.
Takes ball inside.
He had it reached on an error in the 3rd and flew out to right in the 5th.
That was lined over the first baseman's head, but just foul.
Well, now that would have scored a couple there. That was just a little bit foul, but there wasn't anybody over there to field it. Mustangs have a little spring in their step all of a sudden, Blake. Oh, good hit.
That one's over the second baseman's head into the right center gap. Going to score 2. Smith on his way to 3rd. 3 runs in the inning for the Mustangs on the single by McAdoo. Nice little 2-out rally going, and that brings Eli Willits back to the plate. Chance to chip away a little bit more.
Absolutely.
Never say never, Don. This leads me to bring up one of the best baseball games that not only I've been a part of, but that I've ever seen, period.
Yeah.
The game we played in the Duncan finals against Duncan, night game under the lights. You know, it's the atmosphere you want to be in at a baseball game. And at one point we were down 8-0, Don.
Uh-huh.
Then it was 8-1. Then it was 8-7. All of a sudden it's tied at 8 and we're going to extras, end up winning it. I want to say in the 9th inning or 10th inning, one of the two, and scored 8 runs in 1 inning.
Wow.
Ended up winning it in extras 16-8. I have never seen a team fight that hard. And Eli Willits hits one deep to right center, right fielder going back, and he makes the catch.
Oh.
I wish it wasn't 385 out there.
I'm telling you, that ball was pretty well hit. He got under it just a tad, but the right fielder was kind of staggering around out there and caught it to end the inning, but that ball was pretty well hit. And I think maybe at Cobb that might have been off the wall there.
Well, good inning there for the Mustangs. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors. 2 runners left on base. They slowly chip away, and they'll have one more stab at it, but not before the Rebels get a chance to go back to the plate, and they'll be back at the top of the lineup, I believe.
Yeah, I think Connor Cordell, number 2-hole hitter, will be up.
Okay. Cordell will lead us off when we come back. Tanner McAdoo on the mound for the Mustangs as well.
Owned and operated since 1902, proudly serving the Fort Cobb area with knowledgeable and friendly professionals that actually care about your financial well-being. Online banking, loans, certificate of deposit, safe deposit boxes, 24-hour telephone banking, and an ATM. For service you can trust, Ouachita Valley Bank, 405-643-2305, member FDIC.
Proud supporters of Fort Cobb Mustangs. The name of the store is T-Birds. Come see Connie for our daily lunch specials. Good. We offer cold drinks, hot food, and a clean environment. Also, $1 Fountain Pop Wednesdays. See you soon. We are your premier, best in state driving school, located in southwest Oklahoma at Fort Cobb Public School. We can provide all the services related to driving in the state of Oklahoma, such as driver's education, in-house testing capabilities, permits, and drive testings for a license. The only thing that you will be required from DPS is your eye exam. We have certified instructors that use our cars to teach your students how to be the best drivers from the beginning. Come see us today for all your driving needs.
Tanner McAdoo on the mound for the Mustangs. Blaine Bellamy will go to second base. Everybody else still intact. Connor Cordell start off the Rebels sixth.
That was a good inning for the Mustangs, though. They, like you said, they didn't no quit in them. They got some base runners on, got a couple of hits, and the third out was probably the best hit ball of the day for the Mustangs. Long fly ball to deep right center field that they managed to track down. But definitely a good inning for the Mustangs. A lot to build on. They picked up three hits in the inning. So encouraging inning that time for the Mustangs.
First pitch for McAdoo's outside, ball one.
McAdoo, what classification is it? Sophomore. That's the other good thing so far that we've seen out of the Mustangs. They got all these pitchers. The pitchers they've all used today. Davis.
Luke, freshman.
Luke's a freshman. Davis is what, a junior?
Junior.
Bellamy's a sophomore.
McAdoo's a sophomore.
So young arms for the Mustangs. Of course, Jackson, he throws. He's their hardest throwing pitcher. He's not here today, so we got him. I assume Eli pitches some. Don't know that for a fact, but
he's on the outer half for a strike. Count goes to 3-1. Nunn will pitch a little bit. Baker will pitch a little bit. You know, a lot of guys that can throw and get you some innings, just to keep arms fresh.
Oh yeah. Well, you got to have a lot of good arms to get through a season, and especially when you play a lot of tournaments like they do, weekend tournaments that they play several games in a short amount of time. So you can never have too many good pitchers, that's for sure.
That one hit hard into left. Blaine Davis going back. I think he got a glove,
on it. I believe so.
Can't come up with it. Cordell's going to round second and try for third. Willits cuts off throw. Tagged by Nunn. A little slow. And Cordell, I believe, is that his second triple of the day?
Let's see. I believe so. Yeah, he tripled his last time up in the fourth. He hit a triple. He's been on base every time. That's their two-hole hitter had been on base every time and scored twice.
Strike one to Ford.
Davis looked like he got a glove on that one, but he just couldn't quite. It would have been a great play if he could have snagged it, but it was curling away from him.
Ball's hit hard, almost found its way into the Mustang dugout.
That's Ford reached on an error in the first, grounded out to the pitcher in the second, and he hit a double in the fourth. That was right behind the triple of Cordell. Back in the fourth. That was a big inning for. Struck him out. Good pitch there by McAdoo.
Give him the old backwards K.
And I believe that is the first strikeout of the day for Mustang pitchers. As you talked about earlier in the first inning or two, strikeouts are not good in Silo. That's their first one today. So. Got to make contact. That's the important thing, is put the ball in play if you can. But it's a good pitch by McAdoo. Ring him up. And I believe it's an 0-2 count. I'm sure Ford probably wasn't expecting him to come right at him. You know, I had a coach tell me this one time. Ball hit
driving
the
center. That's going to drop for a base hit. A run's going to score.
There's an RBI single for Roberts. But I had a coach tell me this. I never was around baseball all that much, but this guy told me one time sometimes when they had a really good pitcher, that he would go to the umpire before the game, and he said, if just because it's an 0-2 count doesn't mean we're going to throw a ball on the
Right.
So be aware, we're don't just assume we're trying to throw a ball, and it never really occurred to me that, but I guess that takes place, you know.
As an umpire, it's okay to anticipate, not okay to assume.
I guess that's a good point. That's right. But you know, I guess that's kind of the thing about baseball. When it's 0-2, you don't ever want to give them anything too good to hit. So that's the point of that. If you're a good enough pitcher, just go right at them. I saw a pitch the other day on in major leagues. I don't know if you saw this or not.
Line drive
play.
Caught by none, close to a double play. Roberts slid in back to first safely. 2 gone.
But the pitcher, and I don't know what team it was. Somebody might be able to text in here and tell you. You might have seen it. The pitcher, in the inning, 9 strikes and 3 outs.
Immaculate inning.
They struck them all out. 9 pitches.
I believe it was someone that played for the Athletics. I'm not positive about that.
I think you may be right. I've never seen that
I know
before.
Jackson will know.
Yeah.
Maybe Jackson can text us.
9 pitches and 3 strikeouts. That's pretty impressive.
It was either him or a guy, Angels maybe.
Yeah, it could have been Angels.
Because I believe I remember seeing something about that, and he also threw a no-hitter early in the season.
Okay. Wasn't O'Shawnee, I don't guess, was it?
No.
He's quite a story in baseball, isn't he? There's a pass ball.
Rare to see a two-way in the majors.
Yeah.
Very rare.
Yeah. And he's probably a better hitter than he is pitcher.
Could be. Don, you know, back during basketball season, we talked a lot about stock shows since I showed cattle for about 10 years.
Uh-huh.
And I found out some information the other day that I never known. You have any idea where the Kansas City Royals got their nickname from?
Oh, it's probably that. Don't they have a stock show, the Royal American or something like American Royal? Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So hard to believe, but a Major League Baseball team got their name from a livestock show.
Well, it's a good name, but I did not know that. That's interesting. Kansas City's got as good an organization as there is in any professional league. Seems to me like pretty steady. Got a nice ballpark.
Won a World Series a few years back, I believe 2015.
Yeah. Well, back in the day when George Brett played, a lot of folks around where I grew up was a Kansas City Royal fan.
Runner's going to make it to third. Good stop over there by none, probably keep him from scoring.
And a base on balls, so runners at first and third now. And at the plate will be Carter Parker. Parker flew out to left, and he hit a double. So 2 outs now. Let's see if we can get him retired here at the bottom of the 6th without allowing any more runs. 11-3. Mustangs will have one more crack at it. Need to get Parker retired here if we can.
Hard hit ground ball, squirts past none at third. Run will score. Make it 12-3.
That ball was smacked. And at the plate will be Charlie Gardner, who is 0 for 2, flied out to left and flied out to right. And then he sacrificed in the 5th. Sacrifice fly to center field.
There's a pop-up. Eli Willett's going to call him off, and he makes the catch. 2 runs, 3 hits. No errors. 2 runners left on base in the silo. 6th. We'll go to the 7th inning. Last chance for the Mustangs. Fight their way back, claw their way back. We'll bring it to you when we come back.
We're bringing fiber internet to Fort Cobb. Having fast internet is a must-have, whether you're working or learning from home. That's why we are building a fiber network in your community. We have wireless internet solutions too, available at Fort Cobb Lake, Crow's Roost, Alfalfa, and more. You can count on us for a fast, reliable connection to the world. We're proud to be a local provider that's part of your community. Get connected to Carnegie Fiber today.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Stream like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Versatile Networks can handle all of your school or business technology and wiring needs. Expanding into a new building or office space? We would love to give you a free quote for your network wiring. Are your computers outdated? Are your servers slow? Is your network underperforming? Is your wireless network weak? Let Versatile Networks come in and assess the situation and get you back up and running the way you should be. Call Versatile Networks today at 405-217-0267 or visit versatilenetworks.com for more information.
Well, this will be interesting for Mr. Luke, freshman. Probably be the. Although I've heard that Fort Cobb has had old Kyler Denton and Tyson Eastwood pitching to him a little bit.
I think Drew's been down there some too.
There you go.
New arm on the mound for the Rebels. Be number 10, Kyler Proctor, Oklahoma State commit. Get a chance to see a little heat. First
87.
pitch in there, strike. 87 miles an hour, like Don said.
Yeah, that kind of, after you've seen these other guys pitch a little bit, this would kind of open your eyes up. As went from 87 to 74 on that curveball changeup.
0-2 pitch. Downstairs. Ball 1, 87 again on the gun. Got to get the bat going pretty quick.
Freshman.
Catch up with that.
This is just a freshman at the plate, Luke, so he's.
Fastball in there. 88. Strike 3.
And now at the plate will be Blake Nunn, the senior.
Power on power.
Got a single, a walk, and a ground out to the shortstop in his 3 plate appearances today. Facing the big right-hander. Woo. 88 mile an hour on the gun.
Late swing.
A good rip at it, though. Good rip. I tell you what, if you could connect on that, it would sail over that fence.
Good thing about fast pitchers, they supply the power.
Yeah.
There's an off-speed 74, swing and a miss.
That's what makes it so hard, though. You know, anybody can throw it hard, I guess, but it's that
If you can
ability to change
speeds.
Yeah, exactly right. 0-2 pitch, a little high. So I guarantee you just have to be setting on fastball right here, I'm sure.
1-2.
And there it was, right on the inside corner at 88 mile an hour. That's
Frozen.
Pretty tough to hit.
I would assume none's sitting there thinking off speed, off speed, off speed.
And
now, if we asked him right now, he'd probably say, no, I was thinking fastball.
Well, he was right on the inside corner. I don't think he was necessarily thought it was a strike. Brody Devon looks at one kind of go by high, and Brody is 0 for 3. Grounded out to short, struck out twice. Got an opportunity to see probably one of the premier pitchers in the state here in the last at bat for the Mustangs. Ball and a strike. A little bit low. And one thing, he doesn't just come in there and throw straight heat, does he?
No.
Mixes it up.
Another foul ball. They count 2-2. Every batter that we've had in this inning, though, we've only had 3. It's been fastball, off speed.
He's going to try see if he can strike out the side right here. 2-2 count. And he throws it to the backstop. That kind of make you wonder a little bit when a guy can throw 88 mile an hour and it's up around your head. You wonder where the next one's coming.
That kind of deal will make you rethink your decision to play baseball.
You don't want to dig in there a little too deep, do you?
Full count.
Oh, threw that one behind
him.
Yeah.
And the Mustangs will have a base runner.
I don't think Brody was too fond of that pitch, where that one was at. And now Baker will come to the plate. Baker 1 for 3 on the day. Grounded out to third. Flied out to right. And he got a single in his last plate appearance. And he scored after that. See if Baker can get around on this fastball.
And he does. Good timed on that. Fouled it straight back.
How fast does Jackson throw? What's his fastball?
I would say 86, 87.
Yeah.
Ground ball, third base. And that's the ball game. Final score, Silo 12, Fort Cobb 3. There for a while, I would be willing to bet both of us thought this was going to be a much closer game. And then runner at third decides to score, doesn't quite get there, and all of a sudden the momentum shifts. Silo puts up a 6-run inning. They kind of run away with it after that.
Yeah, that fourth inning was tough on the Mustangs. Gave up 6 runs, but you got to tip your hat. I mean, the Mustangs played well, had no errors in the game. There's a player, too, could have went different, might have made the game closer. But like you say, it's an exhibition, and the Silo is as good a ball club as there is the state of Oklahoma in any class. And the Mustangs, you know, they came in here aggressive at the plate. They weren't afraid of them. I mean, they stand upright with them, anybody. And, you know, so it's a good warm-up for the season. And of course, Jackson wasn't here. That would have helped, I'm sure, if we'd had him in the roster. So, you know, nothing to be ashamed of. They played well, and got to look forward to a great season. They've, like I say, they've been to the state tournament 13 seasons in a row, and no reason to think that's going to end now. And anyway, I'm proud of the Mustangs, and I'd like to say, Blake, I appreciate you inviting me up here to be with you on the broadcast today. It's been a privilege for me to sit in this chair and broadcast the Mustangs today, and enjoyed being with you, and appreciate the opportunity, and we'll hope we can do it again sometime.
No problem, Don. I want to thank Mr. Biddy for letting me come back over here. Since I'm about to go to college, it was fun to be able to call another Fort Cobb game. And I appreciate you coming over here. Thanks to people at OU for being gracious enough to let us sit in an air-conditioned room.
Oh, absolutely.
With some shade and a padded seat.
It's been a lot of fun. I really have enjoyed it. Maybe I can go get a milkshake now, but this is, to me, this is a dream deal. Announcing ball games is, I wish I could make a living at it, but, you know, just a beautiful setting, and it's always fun to talk about the Mustangs, and so it's been a good day. I appreciate it very much.
Well, that being said, you can catch your Mustangs at Okarche on Monday at 4:30. Appreciate you joining us. Want to thank all our sponsors, folks at OU. For Don Tyson, I'm Blake Perryman. We're signing off.